welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to Dublin High School in the dugout here with head coach Jonathan Morris. And Jonathan, thanks for taking an opportunity to talk a little baseball with us today.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Here it is, nice weather, not bad. It's been all right for practice. You've been practicing for, gosh, a few weeks now.
Right.
Yeah, and so you had a couple of games, and you had a couple of opportunities to kind of see what you have. It's tough when you practice and you try to size them up, but when you get into a game, you know what you got. And so you were talking a little bit about what you had, and it's a little bit of a young team. Let's talk about where you're coming in. And first of all, it's your first year as head coach at the high school. Congratulations.
Thank you. First year as head coach. Played here. Was a middle school head coach last year. And happy to be back home. We had 3 seniors, so it's a young team. The 3 seniors are really taking the reins and helping the young guys, but got a lot of young guys that got a lot of skill, a lot of athleticism, just not a lot of baseball knowledge yet.
Yeah. All right, now let's go back to your high school career. You played here.
Right.
Let's talk about what you excelled at and how that was for you and what you feel like you bring to the field.
I played here 4 years. Out of the 4 years I played, we won the region 3 out of 4. The 1 year we didn't win the region, we played for a state championship. So we're highly competitive in baseball. I'd like to see it get back there.
Yeah. Let's talk about your stint at the middle school. How did that go for you?
It went well. Same kind of deal. A lot of new kids to the game, a lot of athletes, not a lot of baseball players. Had a couple of kids that learned how to throw, learned how to hit, and did a good job. And from what I hear, they're still doing a good job down there.
Yeah. All right, now let's look at that as a coach. You come in and you got a young team. You got kids that hadn't played ball, but like you say, there's athleticism there, and you can mold that, you can shape that.
Right.
If you got a little time to work with them, but you got to do it in a hurry. So, what's the first thing you really work on? What fundamentals you start with?
Worrying about throwing, catching. Those are the 2 important things. You can hit it all you like, but if you can't throw it and catch it, that's the most important part of the game. We're working on throwing mechanics, catching mechanics. And really getting them a feel for not being afraid of the ball, using that glove to get in front.
Yeah, and that's tough.
Right.
Not being afraid of the ball. If you hadn't played since you were a little kid, and you're not used to that. You put a kid out there, and that ball's coming hard and coming fast, and of course,
right.
You get a tendency to turn away from it. And that's tough to get to that point. So you're working with them diligently on that. Who's helping you this year?
Sheldon Ward and Chief Mize. Chief Mize is at the high school. He does ROTC. Yeah. He's a good guy. He spends a lot of time with the kids all around. Every day during the summer he comes out. Sheldon Ward just came over from Trinity, helped coach football this year. He's working with the outfielders, and he's doing a phenomenal job as well.
Yeah, it takes it, doesn't it? Especially with like you say, a young team. You trying to teach fundamentals. You need 3 or 4 coaches to be able to work with them. All right, and you talk about the fundamentals in the field, and that being the most important because you got to stop the other team. If they score more runs, obviously, and it doesn't matter how many hits you get. But
right.
How do you feel about that as far as batting practice, as far as how they hit the ball? Is it just coming and going?
We do a good job when we swing the bat. We have a lot of skills that we have to learn, seeing live pitching, knowing when to swing, knowing when to not, some of the strategy of the game.
Yeah.
But we're lucky here to have indoor hitting facility, and we usually get about an hour and a half a day of individual instruction. That's been a lot of help. I've saw a lot of improvement from game 1 to game 4.
Yeah. Let's talk about the indoor facility. Tell us about that. A lot of people don't know that.
Well, in the old gym, we have 2 batting cages sectioned off into the 4 hitting areas. We're using the old football locker room has been converted to a baseball locker room, and the kids have a great time with it. We got a ping pong table down there. They have a good time. They have a sense of ownership, and it's something that not a lot of people in the state of Georgia have.
Yeah, it's terrific. And Jonathan, you talk about going to school here. You talk about being able to coach and what that means to you. You coach defensive ends for football. And you had terrific success in football since you've been here. And now taking over baseball at the high school. The tradition at Dublin High, when you walk out onto the field at Bush Perry Field, that's a lot of responsibility on your part to succeed, isn't it?
Right. It's a lot of responsibility to make sure that we perform the Irish way. We're gonna be respectful. We're gonna play the game hard. We're going to improve every game, and those are the things that we measure by success. Now, obviously, wins and losses are ultimate success, but if we take care of those things first, I think the wins will come.
Yeah, they always do, don't they?
Right.
All right, we're talking with head coach for baseball at Dublin Fighting Irish, Jonathan Morrison. We're going to take a short break and be right back, so you stay with us.
Hi, I'm Helen Powell. Been serving the Middle Georgia area since 1985. If you would love an exciting career, please call me. Careers in Cosmetology, 129 North Franklin Street, 272-1967.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm an upcoming graduate from Careers of Cosmetology. It's been a wonderful experience, and I encourage you to contact Ms. Helen Powell for more opportunities.
Hello, I'm Christy at Careers of Cosmetology. I've recently enrolled here and I'm excited about the opportunities that lie ahead.
Hey, my name is Daphne Jackson. I'm excited to be enrolled in Careers in Cosmetology. If you would like this opportunity, contact Careers in Cosmetology.
Hi, my name's Caitlin. I've been enrolled in Careers in Cosmetology for about 4 months now. I'm really enjoying it, and I think if this is the career for you, you should definitely come see Miss Helen Powell.
Careers in Cosmetology, 129 North Franklin Street. Our number is 272-1967. Give me a call.
All right, welcome you back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, standing in the dugout at Dublin Bush Perry Field and talking baseball with head coach Jonathan Morrison. I just love this time of year. You know, you get your fans to come out, and I know that means so much to the kids, so much to the young people, the tradition, the people that have come to games for years upon years upon years, and they'll show up this year, and we'll be showing you the schedule and checking in each week and kind of reviewing things and seeing where we're going with the season with Coach Morris. But let's talk about your starting lineup. Who you got on the lineup this year?
Pitching, our ace is Trent Leroy. Felt like he's been here forever. I coached against him when I was at East Lawrence. He's a phenomenal competitor. He's the finest pitchers I've seen in the past couple of years at Dublin High School. He does a phenomenal job of competing. Nick Sumner is behind the plate. Defensively, he's probably been our leader all year. Is another phenomenal senior. At first base, we have Arshawn James, another kid that's come over from football that didn't really know if he liked baseball. He's done a wonderful job. Second base, B.J. Howell. B.J.'s a sophomore, really coming to his own this year. He stepped it up defensively. Awesome. Third base, Quantez Rozier, another sophomore, and he's made great strides, and that's a testament to Chief Mize and working with his infielders all summer. Deion Stanley is another sophomore, and he's at shortstop. Left field, we've run a couple of kids in the left field, but right now is a senior, Jordan Branham. Another great senior leader. Jordan comes out. He really leads the whole team. Clean up the field, get up the balls, individual drills. He leads them all. The center fielder is Kendall Wade. Kendall Wade's been a phenomenal athlete. I know y'all have seen him football, basketball, baseball. If we'd let him run track, he'd probably do that too. And rounding out right field, we have a couple of kids in right field. BJ's played right some. Dylan Metzdorf has played second and played a little bit more infield. Al Guyton has played right field for us, and so has Justice Bledsoe.
All right. So you got three seniors out there, and your left field is really leading, like you say. That's what it takes, doesn't it? You got to have a leader in any program. If you don't have that leadership there, it's hard to succeed. It's hard to see it coming, isn't it?
And it's hard for it to come from the coach at all times. I've got two phenomenal assistant coaches, and they lead, and I try to do my best to lead, but it takes three kids that are successful, and you see the success on the field and off, and the kids really like to buy in and follow those three kids.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, you look at that as you nurturing your rec team or your young person that you're bringing along in whatever sports it may be. You have to have that leadership come out of a young person. Sometimes it may be a freshman or sophomore that turns out to be a leader for you. Most of the time it's an older kid, but you have to learn those traits early in life of how to be a leader. So let's talk about that. What does it take, no matter what field, no matter inside or outside the gym, what does it take? What do you like to see in that person, that young person, and how do you foster that in them?
I think you got to be a great listener, being able to listen and follow instructions, and realize that it's more than you. It's about the good of the whole. And when you start figuring out in life that it's more than you, and it's about everybody that's around you, things just start falling into place. Work doesn't seem like work anymore. We're working for everybody now.
Yeah. And Coach, you look at a player that is a leader, an athlete that is a leader, and usually that is, like you say, is an unselfish person. Is someone that they're going to pick up the balls. They're going to They're going to police areas. They're going to encourage other kids. They're not going to be down on people. They're not a negative person. And a lot of times that's tough to do, especially when the score's not going your way, the game's not going your way, and it doesn't always go our way. We know that. But it's how you handle that and how you encourage others around you. And so we just want to take that opportunity to say that to you, ladies and gentlemen, say that to you, Dad, at home, coach at home. When we're coaching these young kids in rec ball and you nurture them, you bring them up, get them out there, get them involved, and encourage that young person to develop that leadership, that positive attitude early. And you've done that, again, in football. You're doing it here in baseball, and we wish you much success. Now, let's talk about what we learned in the first 3 games we played.
Right.
Yeah.
First game, Johnson County, we learned if you don't swing the bat, guys will throw it by you.
Yeah.
But we also learned we could play defensively. We could play with good baseball teams. Chuck Bill at Johnson, he does a great job. Another Dublin alumni.
That's right.
Pitched for the Red Sox in the minor leagues. Phenomenal coach. They're going to be well coached. They're going to play defensive baseball. They're going to bunt and force you to play small ball. And we fielded bunts and got outs. Kind of the wheels fall off a little bit late. We had some new pitchers come in that hadn't pitched before. But what we found in that game is that we can play baseball with some of the best teams in the area. We come in our second game, we play against Truitland County. We had kids that pitched that have never been on the mound other than in practice. And they came out a little shaky, but wound up doing a phenomenal job, and we gained a lot of confidence for kids that had never pitched before that game. Our third game against Wheeler County, our bats woke up. I think we found that we could hit pitching in this area that game. We had 6 or 7 hits. Had 7 runs, and defensively we probably had our worst game. But at the plate, that built a lot of confidence for us. Yeah. I think that was an important game. We come back home and play Truitland. We lose 8-0. It was a slow bleed. They score runs over a couple of innings. But our pitching showed up. Our hitting showed up. We had multiple base runners. We ran the bases well. And it felt like every game we have improved as a baseball team.
Yeah. And that's what you got to see until they're out on that field, until you experience the game. We know that. There's no practice that's going to bring it in. There's no scrimmage against each other. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back, so stay tuned. We're going to talk more about Dublin Irish baseball.
Hi, I'm Matt Sapp, inviting you to come see us at Dexter Meat Company. For fresh hand-cut meats, try our St. Louis ribs or our seasoned ribs. If you like sausage, you'll love our original, our Cajun sausage, or try our jalapeno cheddar, smoked or ghost pepper cheddar sausage. That sure enough is hot. Our pork selection includes cubed pork, boneless chops, Boston butts, and more. We invite all our neighbors to come see us for the freshest cut of meat. Remember, we cater to. Call ahead and we'll have it fixed for you. Monday through Friday, 10 to 7, Saturday, 8 to 6.
All right, welcome you back again here in the dugout and talking baseball with Coach Morrison. Coach, we want to talk about the games coming up this next week. We're into March. It's baseball time, and we want you to turn out, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and mark your calendar. But who we got next?
Going to Macon on the 4th. We're going to play Ace Academy. Ace Academy is fairly new school. I think this may be the 2nd or 3rd year playing baseball. But from what I hear, they got a pretty good program, and enjoy playing new schools and meet new coaches.
Private school.
Private school.
Yeah.
Coming out the 5th, we'll play Dodge County. I think that game's at home. We'll play Dodge County at home on the 5th. Yeah. And Dodge County is a perennial powerhouse in the region. They're going to have a good baseball team. Yeah. They're going to be well coached, and it's going to be a slugfest, I hope.
Yeah, there you go. If you don't play good teams, you don't get better.
Right.
And that's what you're looking forward to. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to turn out. Cost you a few dollars to get in. You're supporting a great program. Of course, if people want to get involved, if they want to give, if they want to purchase signs on the fence, if they want to give to the baseball program, to the dugout club, then tell us how to get involved with that.
We're lucky to have a great diamond club. Pam Jones is our team mom, and she heads up our diamond club. She does more for us. I can't even tell you all she does for us. It'd take us 20 more minutes. Mm-hmm. She does a phenomenal job. Get in contact with me or Pam Jones, and if you'd like to buy a sign, you'd like to make a donation, like to feed kids, anything you'd like to do, we'd love to have you.
It takes a community, y'all. It takes an effort and support. So when they call on you, or if you call on them, go ahead and get in touch with Coach or Pam and be a part of the Diamond Club and support Dublin High School baseball. And Coach, we wish you the best of success. Thank you for joining us today, and we're going to be back and we're going to stay in touch with Coach all during the season. And go Fighting Irish.